Back to BEG Wrestling. We are here and we are live. And we thought we were scheduled to start at 6 p.m. sharp, but we are a work in progress.
We should have a perfect introduction because this is the second time we've done it.
Well, I know. That's true. This is the second time. But, folks, we have a lot to cover today, including the breaking news of Christian Carroll into the transfer portal. David Taylor could not lasso him. But in addition to that, I don't know if you noticed, AJ Ferrari is making visits. We might talk about Virginia Tech, but Olympic updates. We have a lot of things, folks. But in the upcoming weeks, we're going to be at the Claw Invitational, folks, and that happens on June 23rd, and we're going to be there live for the draft of those wrestlers. So join us. If you're not subscribed to the channel, folks, you're going to want to subscribe because that night it's happening live, and I believe we have some big names like Shane Sparks and others. Mike Mao, former Flow employee. We got big names, big dogs. That's what we do here on BEG Wrestling, dude. But anyway, we'll be there. Also, you can find us on Spotify. So if you're driving and maybe you get distracted because of Wayne's good looks, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Listen on Spotify. Find us on Spotify, BEG Wrestling. Also coming out this week or sometime next week, Wade Schalles interview, folks. Absolutely fascinating. Just an entirely different perspective on wrestling. Fascinating stuff. But, folks, the breaking news is Christian Carroll. Call-in start at 6:15. Maybe a little later since we got a little late start. But, Kevin, let me throw it to you because we got some Christian Carroll updates. I want to know why he went into the portal because I thought David Taylor had everyone lassoed up, dude.
Nothing to make sense at all to me. There's nothing logical I can come up with. Some people are automatically thinking, well, it must be he didn't want to go down to 197 anymore and Hendrickson's there. But to me, that doesn't make sense because he just made 92 kilos, which is 202 pounds. So what's easier? You're telling me you want to take 5 months to lose, 4 real pounds, not water weight, or you want to use that time to gain 30 pounds and still be 50 pounds underweight. So to me, that doesn't make much sense. I'm thinking, did he lose? Is he getting beat in the room by Serber or Merrill? And I'm like, probably not, and definitely not bad enough to leave. So I don't know. The only thing I can think of is either he got off on the wrong foot with David Taylor with that tweet, or maybe he's seeing all this money being tossed around and he wants a part of it. So he's putting his name out there to test the market. So Oklahoma State counters back a little bit of poker. But man, it's interesting. It's fascinating because we don't know where he wants to go, what weight he wants to go, or why he's doing it.
So we did see the tweet earlier about, what was his tweet exactly about hometown, homegrown wrestlers?
Yeah, and it was basically promote an advertise for Coleman there, and it basically saying that he doesn't want David Taylor there. So I don't know. That's not a good thing. You don't really want to bite the hand that feeds you. It's a young mistake because you want to not do that when you don't know who's going to be your head coach. But, that's such a huge spot to just have a gaping hole at now. I mean, Serber's not bad, but he's not Christian Carroll. And Cody Merrill he's a redshirt freshman, a freshman. And he was 220 last year. He was the number 1 220 pounder in high school. So can he even make 97? I don't know. So, I mean, you would think David Taylor, being the man he is, would mend that bridge if need be. But
if he could, except he's brand new into coaching, okay? And, folks, before we even proceed here, I want to let you know, okay, we're making changes every week on the show. Starting this week, I got a short leash, and that includes you, Jamie.
Wow. That
includes you. We got because apparently we had a little long leash, and we had some bad feedback, dude.
What?
Oh,
bad
no.
feedback?
Bad feedback. Could you believe that?
What?
I know.
How could anyone?
I know, especially with what you did in the past week, Jamie, to add to BEG. Why don't you tell us real quick before we throw it back to Kevin what you did this past week?
So, along with last week, obviously, the last time I was on here, I said that I had a lot of hours in video time. I did already create a whole profile and I'm gonna go ahead and present that in one of these episodes, filled with all types of net wrestling knowledge, background information you guys don't even know, insights you guys don't even know about. Like, yeah.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about. Unbelievable.
People are critiquing me on a wrestling podcast with the amount of knowledge that I have. What? That's unbelievable.
Yet to be determined. Yet to be determined. But all right, Kevin, I don't know if you have anything else to touch on before we kind of raise it to the abroad for call-ins on the Christian Carroll, because I know you have a lot of other topics you want to touch on.
Yeah, real quick. The ranking series and the number 2 one in Budapest. Mason Paris, gold medal. Unbelievable. Especially since the Georgian that Gable beat in the Olympic finals was in that bracket. So that was a big gold medal for him. And I'm starting to wonder, when are we going to start taking him seriously?
Mason Paris.
I kind of feel bad, because I'm like, man, that poor guy, all he has to do is listen to Gable, Wolf. Gable was in da-da-da-da-da. And, man, you know what? I'm done with talking about that. I'm done talking about Gable. Let's focus on Mason Paris. Let's get his back. He's earned the spot. He's the one showing up. And he's a world bronze medalist, and I think he's got a real good shot at making the world final.
Let me tell you something, Kevin. Well, I interviewed him, and one of the questions I asked him was kind of about Gable, and I asked him, like, do you have a chip on your shoulder? Absolutely. Yeah. Dude, this dude does have a chip on your shoulder, and let me tell you something. I haven't, like, sized up Gable, like, man to man, but I sized up Mason Paris, and I ain't winning that one. Let me tell you something. That boy could play in the NFL. I'm telling you right now, I think Mason Paris would bode out better in the NFL than Gable would. Is that crazy?
No, because I was looking. First of all, Gable listed himself as 6'1", 280. He's really 5'11", 265. Okay, so the average average lineman is 6'5". So he's 6 inches
that's such a guy thing to do, right? I'm 5'11". Oh, I'm 6'1". Like, how many guys are like, 5'11",
it's the 6 foot guy rule.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, why doesn't he say he's 5'7",
Well, he has to put over 6 foot. That is a guy rule. Like, you lose a lot of chicks in the dating world if you put under 5 foot.
That's close enough to 6'1".
It's like they got those shoes. You see those commercials with the shoes where they're like,
yeah,
how tall do you think I am? It's the worst. But
yeah, man.
Seriously, everybody's saying, they're like, well, you know what? Where Gable's going to get everybody is his speed and his strength. It's like, okay, the average defensive lineman runs a 4.88 40. That is damn fast. And they bench press 2 1/4, 35 to 40 times. So Gable's max bench press is 375. I put that in a conversion chart, which I know it's not a science, but it cops out for him doing 18 reps at 225. So say he even does 5 more, 23 reps. You got guys doing 35 to 40 reps at that position. So
okay.
I mean,
that's a huge
just to clarify, Jason Bryant, who would know, says Gable is taller than 5'11". He's taller than he is, and Jason is 5'11". So
that's
Gable
what the
might be
Bills
6. But I mean, listen, no, you're talking real talk.
Are you sure you're actually
Adam
5'11", Jason?
Was it Adam Kuhn though, the former wrestler who was on the NFL field, who I saw a picture of standing next to other NFL linemen? It was like, and he was big in wrestling, and he was very small in football.
Oh yeah, they just had a video. I'll send it to you. They have a video of Gable with the Bills with all he's 61. And it's funny because his jersey's just like white as can be, And he looks like, man, it looks like just a kid out there compared to these guys. They're this much taller than him.
But that's anyway, as of last week. He might have grew. He's still a young kid.
Well, he's saying as of last week, I think he was 5'11". So I guess he has confirmation that he was 5'11".
I see. Well, I'll tell you what.
I also see Marty's here. Okay,
Hi,
and
Marty.
before we go on, I just want to say, Marty, if you do not come on this video and show us you in your underwear, in our BEG underwear, dude, you might get cut out, Marty. I mean, come on, man.
Real.
And the MVP trophy to Bourmet. I don't know.
Yeah, we got to hear about that.
We got to hear about that.
Last thing I'll say about the ranking series, Zach, is there was some interesting thing. Gomez was in there. He didn't place. Aliyev crushed him pretty bad. And it was just experience looking out there. And then also Musakayev, the world champion at 65 kilograms, lost to the guy who is replacing Otaguru from Japan. He beat Otaguru, and he beat Musakayev. And then Musakayev beat Aliyev, and then Aliyev beat Otaguru's backup. So it was just a big circle, but 65 is going to be just unbelievable in the Olympics.
Can you put that in layman terms for us Americans? What does that mean? What would you say 65 for what? Zane Rutherford? What does that mean in layman terms for us Americans?
I'll tell you what, Zane Rutherford is a beast, but the guy he lost to, Tumir at the last chance qualifier, I don't think he's going to medal. I don't see him medaling. There's so many, it's so deep that Zane is going to have to be flawless. He can do it, but he's going to it's going to be real hard to win back-to-back matches of that caliber. And Musakayev is in shape again, so that's going to be tough too, because when he's in shape, he's the best athlete in the world, bar none.
Okay, Kevin, I also, we got to call in. Jamie, put him in the room real quick. Kevin, because I want to give you a chance to kind of wrap this up because
yeah.
Give us your final thoughts, and also, like, in layman terms, what's it looking like the foresight for Spencer Lee at this point? I don't know if you have any insight on that.
Spencer Lee, he's undefeated in the senior level. He has not lost a match. He did have a very close match with Zhu, and Zhu is not or Zhao. He's not a guy that looks like he's going to medal. He might. I doubt it. So we need to see Spencer on that next caliber. You know, those the Michik and the Japanese wrestler who's a world champion, the Russian. But the only time we're going to see it is at the Olympics. So it's really hard to see where he's at. He could be a gold medalist. He could just not even place. I know that's kind of a cop out, but really nobody knows for sure because he just hasn't faced that level of competition yet.
Well, Kevin, I would not let you cop out if I did not truly believe that was the case. I do think that is the case. I truly believe Spencer could win gold, but, I mean, that competition, man, yeah, you're right. I could also see him not medaling. So,
yeah.
Marty, I saw you called in. I lost you. I don't know if you lost connection.
Marty called in, and then
Marty called
I put him on hold, and Marty said, dude, I don't go on hold,
he doesn't go
bro.
on hold.
Yeah. He's like, I don't wait for Kevin.
And he probably hung up. That's unbelievable, dude.
Sorry,
I mean,
Marty.
I don't blame
know if
him.
you lost connection. Call back in, and I'll get you in.
Zach,
So
I will say this, Zach. These guys, Spencer has a huge advantage because I guarantee you none of these guys have ever felt the strength of another guy their weight and have never had someone in the parterre position be able to manhandle them like Spencer does. So I think that is one thing that's really going for Spencer.
Okay. Go ahead. I mean, well, let me say this. I'm sorry you touched on hand strength. I just interviewed Wade Schalles this past week. He talked in depth about Dan Hodge. I'm talking about the Hodge Trophy, dude. Dan Hodge. And you know what? I think my conclusion was his biggest attribute, dude, was his hand strength. He was like a farm boy, dude. His hand. And you see Spencer Lee is doing those training drills with those weights. I'm telling you right now, he knows what's important, where it's important to be smart at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, too. Yeah.
Your forearms, man. And Dan Hodge, he's, you know, the famous pictures of him crushing apples. Even when he was in his 70s.
I verified that story with Wade Schalles, Kevin. Sorry to interrupt. But Dan
okay.
Hodge crushed apples, folks, with his hand.
When he was in his 70s, Zach, he was crushing apples. They got a video of him doing it.
And Wade Schalles pinned the dude for his 100th pin on an X on the mat. That story also coming.
Wow.
That's a fact. That story and so much more coming with the Wade Schalles interview. But
I mean, hey, we got some training insight here for any future wrestling. Start smashing apples.
Dude. Okay, as quite frankly, I'm waiting on Marty to call in.
I know.
I got to put a lot of investment in on Marty.
Come on,
up to
Marty.
this point, and if If he just flops on us,
I don't know what
that kind of,
happened.
Done deal.
that shows me what they are in Michigan, quite frankly.
Oh,
But,
you're-
I hear ringing. That's
I got him. Okay. All right. Let me get him on
like
here. 'cause you
I
guys
mean, I
know
was
how
gonna go on a
do.
rant, but if Marty is calling in now, he probably pulled his pants up, put them underwear on, right?
Hey, Marty.
What's happening, guys?
He's
Good to see you.
Marty!
I waited all week for this.
Marty, the one
Marty.
man party.
Terrible.
Marty, before you begin, I just want to say, because Wayne Beaver commented on the chat, and he brought up a really good story about how, Wayne Beaver says, I'm glad Gable is tougher than Zach. And then he said he references this time where Zach stubbed his toe. Zach stubbed his toe and called the entire family to
No, I
the
did not.
emergency room because he had a little cut on his pinky toe.
No, I did not. The whole family
room.
reacted because I'm
The
that
whole room.
important.
So I just want to say, Marty, if you were, which I know you weren't, intimidated, just after that story, that all has to be gone.
My toe was split in half, Marty. They sewed it back together. I had 6 toes, and then they
Go
made it
after
back
the
into
toes,
5.
Marty. Go after
Yeah,
the toes.
The doctor,
Marty!
Get it. You know what? I was shaking in fear, but I'm here. I am here.
I will body you, Marty. No.
Always.
just as long as you don't touch that toe.
No,
Yeah.
keep that toe away.
Marty,
I-
it looks like you're dressed, though, dude. Come on, man. I expected
What's
to
up,
see
bro?
you in a
Listen,
bikini or something,
Hold on.
dude.
My wife wants to say something about this. Hold on. a
Uh-oh.
second.
Uh-oh.
No, now she doesn't want to. Come on, you know what? Gotta do this for the wrestling community.
We need
Come
you.
on!
We
Come
need
on,
you.
Mrs. Marty!
Please.
Come on, Mrs. Marty.
Come over here. You don't even have
Please.
to be on the camera just so they can hear your voice.
Yes.
Didn't I send her
Okay.
a pink BEG shirt?
You know what? I like a BEG. Yeah, maybe a BEG like thong or something. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I didn't send her a thong, but
He wasn't sure what you'd think of that.
Okay, hold on a second. Honey, can I put these on and model for the entire world to see?
yeah,
I
because
mean,
there's
you are
probably
probably
They can't-
going to be in your underwear on the internet.
Yeah, she says being if I was retired, if I was a Teamster, like Wayne, I could probably get away with it. But I can't be bouncing around in my underwear.
I agree.
Yeah.
I got them right here. They are amazing. They're extremely. Let me do a little plug for the underwear.
thank you.
Incredibly comfortable. They fit like.
You're not
just
the only
fit
person
perfect.
who's bought underwear, Marty. That's a
Oh.
fact. Let me say that. There's
Let me
there's
tell you.
other people who have bought underwear. In fact, I'm worried about them selling out, folks.
Can't keep them on
Get
the
your
shelves.
BEG underwear now at the Shopify store. You can find it at the top of the Facebook page link.
They are.
They are
amazing.
selling fast. It's like GameStop right now, dude. Roaring Kitty came out and they're hot fire, Marty.
Where's my trophy? Where's the trophy? Here. Now, I do have the trophy.
Oh.
Okay. Now, let me first explain. I'm 4 hours away from Ann Arbor. What was that? Okay, I'm 4 hours away from Ann Arbor. Okay. Coach Sean's incredibly busy right now, training for the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The chances of me seeing him before Paris are probably pretty slim. Okay. So, I mean, I can send it back. Whatever you
no, Marty? What are the chances after Paris? And if you tell me not highly likely, I'm gonna drive out there and I'm gonna just do it myself. And it
I'll go
goes
with
back
you.
to the old saying: if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. Marty, don't tell me I gotta do that, dude.
There's more of a chance of physical injury to me presenting the trophy than to you guys. I won't call the cops and say, hey, this guy just broke my neck, as compared to anybody else. But
Unbelievable.
no, it will be when he gets back. We're probably looking, once he gets back, I'll make an arrangement, and it'll get in his hands. Now, if he does happen to show up out here, it's I get texts from him and my brother. I'm up at 4:05 every day, hitting the trail, doing a little drilling in the morning, getting ready for the super match with Wayne, one-time Beavers.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
I'm up
Marty.
doing a little shadow drilling. Grab the jump rope. Got Lunatic Fringe from
Oh,
Vision
yeah.
Quest on.
Crossing.
my wife is like, she's like, you are such an idiot. And millions of people around the world are listening to this. Anyway,
Millions,
millions.
Marty.
Literally.
So anyway, but my brother always sends a picture of him in his Michigan gear, and tells Sean that I love Tom Ryan and I love this school and that school, and I'm probably wearing my Iowa sweatshirt that Tom and Terry sent me, and then hey, yeah, I just get dead silence. You can hear the cicadas twice as loud as normal.
Cicadas out there.
Oh, like
all
you
right.
Can't believe.
All right, Marty. Well, listen, we got a short leash this week. Give us your best stuff right now. Give it to us.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I was pretty excited about some of the things I've been hearing about Iowa. I still think it's not too late. I think you gotta bump that money, and there's not a dollar amount out there that to pay
Christian Carroll.
And with Ben, even if it's as a mentor, let him wrestle the season, whatever it is, but get him out there because he's got that lottery chance to make that team.
Okay, but the rumors are that Carroll is going to Iowa State. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin.
What?
No,
tell me,
Correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin. The rumors are that Carroll's going to Iowa State.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Carroll. I'm talking about Gable Stevenson.
Okay, well, he's in the NFL, Marty, and Dad's wearing a shirt.
Chase the dollar.
Here's the thing.
I think he's one of them guys. I think he may have. I think he may have. He's making money on endorsements and everything else, and I don't think money's really an object. I take that back. No matter how much you have, you always want more. So I really think he could be in Iowa City working with Ben.
That's not true, Marty.
That's
not true. I gave up all my money to make this show. That's a fact. So, and that ain't true for everybody, Marty.
No. So no, it's it just I think I think they're crazy if they don't do it. They need Ben to, if they're gonna, everybody's playing for second this year. I hate to say that. I mean, that's totally
if they're smart. No, you're right.
I hate that. I absolutely hate it. And it's a long season. A lot of things happen. It was true. That Penn State's number 2s probably could have won the national championship last year, but you look at it. It is a long season. Unfortunately, things happen, and you just keep going. You wrestle the next period to the next takedown.
Is that what you do out in Illinois, Marty? That's what you're going to need to do, starting right now until the time I see you. Because, as I said on last Friday.
Why are you threatening like that? Because people see that and you're like,
I'm just kidding, Barty. I'm just kidding, Barty. Hey, listen.
Yeah, we don't.
But I'm not really kidding.
This is Chicago.
People see and say, "Why do you let him talk to you like that?"
Why do you let him
Marty,
talk to you like
set
that?
it straight.
I swear to God, like, I'd have a car. They'd pull up in front of my house, like, "Let's go." I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm too old for this stuff. So, hey,
listen.
Where's your dad? Is he working tonight or something?
He's working. He works on Friday nights. He works these night shifts, Marty, and we're trying to build this brand up so we can get him off the streets.
Yeah.
He's running turkeys around, dude, and it's not even Thanksgiving. It's unbelievable,
he's got to be younger.
Dude.
He's got to be younger than me, So I guess that's he's got a lot of.
I got
a lot of kids.
Jamie.
How many kids do you have, Marty?
Yeah, 7. How many kids?
7 kids.
7.
Whoa!
Hey,
shut the front door, Marty.
Not only Penn State champ. Well, I take that back. I won't even talk about that right now. But let's talk. I have 3 adopted children. I have a stepson. I have a natural childbirth, no issues. I have an in vitro fertilization baby, and I have a 6-week preemie C-section. Every possible way you can have a child, I've been fortunate enough to do it.
Wow.
Not only that, but I cover every corner of the globe. I have African American children. I have Hispanic. I have obviously the Irish, German, Polish, and I have Chinese. We hit everywhere.
Wow.
Marty,
Well done, Art.
you
All right.
sound like an incredible human being, Marty. I take it back.
No,
I
I'm the
will
biggest-
not
I'm
body
the
you when
worst
I see
human
you,
being on the
dude.
face of the earth.
I am not going to body
fooled
you because you're a
What's
great human being, Marty. I mean, that's
fooled
incredible.
everybody. No,
He
I
fooled
fooled everybody. I'm the worst, and I know it, and that's what makes me dangerous. Because I understand my limitations, and I have to outwork everybody. I'm one of them guys. I got to read it 2, 3, 4 times to understand what's going on. So,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
Marty, I love your posts though on Facebook. Your posts have been great, really engaging, and I like your line of thinking when it comes to your posts. So
That
good job
and
on
you're
that.
representing the Midwest for BEG Wrestling.
was there
Marty.
one that stuck out? Kev, was one stuck out more than anything?
I think that I like debating with you because I usually disagree with you, which is cool though, because it's boring when
Of
you're
course.
agreeing with someone. I think I've disagreed with you on everything, but like you said, it's
It's okay
cool
to be
because-
wrong, Kevin. Kevin,
no,
it is
I
okay to
could
be
be
wrong.
too, but it's cool because, like you said, man, some people get their BEG panties in a bunch. I think you said when you're disagreeing, and it's
Yeah.
like, no, man, it's good to have different views, and it's not personal. Just let's talk about our side of the spectrum, see where we're at,
Kevin and
So
Marty,
it's
you
okay
guys are solving the world's problems here.
Yeah, this is
You
like
know what?
Republicans and Democrats going at it, dude.
Yeah.
We're solving politics, folks.
Also, Marty,
Incredible.
Wayne Beaver says, does one of your children wrestle?
Ooh.
Does
You know
any
what,
of your
my-
children wrestle?
Yes, my oldest son was actually pretty freaking good. He did, and then my 21-year-old, he would have been amazing. He was like Joe. You guys remember Joe Williams from Iowa?
Oh yeah,
Okay, he long, tall, lanky kid. He ended up giving up wrestling. He's like, Dad, I don't have to wrestle anymore. I'm like, why? He's like, Mom says I can just play travel baseball all year, and we're divorced and all that, so whatever. Then my 18-year-old, he wrestled in high school for a couple years, and then I still have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old daughter. So, but man, I'm retired. I don't do this coaching stuff anymore. It dominated my
Anymore.
life for 20 years.
But he did, and folks, don't let him fool you. Marty is a Hall of Famer. And Marty, I'm going to share your stats on. Do you mind if I share your career on our Facebook page? Because this
No.
man is a Hall of Famer, folks. Do not let him fool you.
You know what? My twin brother and I, we started our club. We were 19 years old, and we went from having 12 kids to being the largest kids organization in Illinois for probably 7-8 years running. And
Incredible.
we did well. I didn't get one takedown. I didn't score one pin. The kids did it all. I probably caused more kids to lose matches than win matches. And I'm not giving you normal coach speech. I'm just saying. I will say this: Jason Tessertis' dad, because Jason wrestled for us. Hey, and by the way, I'll say this: if you watch The Ultimate Fighter, UFC Ultimate Fighter, the last kid picked, Edwin Cooper, wrestled for Iowa, but he also wrestled for me and my twin. From the time he was 5, he started with us when he was 5, and so we're cheering for Coop, and I hope BEG is cheering for Coop. Anyway,
We're cheering for him because you're cheering for him, and because, yes, Marty,
That's
through
awesome.
you.
So you
Marty,
gave him this
yes.
foundation, Marty.
But Jason's dad, Mr. Sertis, told us that he goes, I've been to a lot of wrestling rooms, a lot of wrestling practices. He goes, and most people would expect me to say that the Iowa practice room was the most intense practice room that I've seen. He goes, those Brands brothers, they got nothing on you and your brother. We had really good kids. We were so lucky. We were very lucky. And
Okay.
my brother would run the practices, and I guess I did too. But
Wait,
we-
so
we-
when
we
I
took
go
it
and
to another
finally
level.
meet Tom Brands, I'll take you with me, Marty, and I'm good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I'll say this real quick. You would never expect your kids' teachers to walk in and say, "Hey, what are we going to do today?" We're just not. We took an academic approach to how we planned our practices, our seasons. We took it like because we're both teachers. We took it, and that's what you want. You want it, instructional level at its highest level. And we were very old school. We would really tell parents, hey, we're not your social club or anything like that. This is all about the kids in our practice room and developing better athletes, better people, and things along those lines. So we're very lucky.
Marty, before I let you go, first of all, folks, don't be afraid to call in, okay? We'll take it easy.
Call in.
We ain't going to hurt you. But, Marty, before I let you go, by the way, the link is in the description.
Yeah.
But, Marty, clearly you have a high pedigree of coaching career. I just interviewed Wade Schalles, who has a very different perspective. And let me tell you this, dude. His perspective was to coach basically from the end, like backwards in a sense. Let's coach a kid how to pin first.
Oh,
and coach
that's
backwards.
what we did. You know what? And
that's what you do? Shut up.
Well, listen, let me explain. When we were in high school, the Mills series on top, everybody says, Mills, hit the Mills. Mills is not a move. I can't stand it when these people say that. The Mills series on top, and if you watch St. Ed's, a lot of these teams, it's a series from the top. And we were, look at that bio I sent you. It says that that's all we did on top. We Mills the hell out of kids' necks. And
so you teach how to finish. Because Wade's whole perspective was teach how to finish first and then kind of work backwards. Because if you don't know how to finish, I don't care how good you are at taking a kid down. It's a whole different perspective.
I don't believe in riding. There's no such thing as riding in our club. We are working for a fall constantly. Working for a fall. Get the fall. That's
what I'm talking about, Marty! Let's go, baby!
Slapping the back of the head and, hey, win first, pin second. And,
all right.
Literally, we had a real nice series we did on top with the Mills. We'd work off a bar. Once the kid would wing it down, we go straight to our bar series. And then they would roll their wrists out. We go straight back, smashing their head. It was constant. And kids be walking, oh, my neck, my neck. And it was amazing. But
Marty,
there was 20-some years of that.
Well, if you ever start another group, let me know. I'll go ahead and get my son in there because I'm liking your approach.
Yeah. I got some stepdaughters too, Marty. I'll throw them in that ring too.
Yeah.
Let me explain. So we came out. We shut the club down like 2012, 2013, and then 2 years ago we kind of started it back up again. A bunch of my kids, former wrestlers of mine, and we had very strict rules. I'm like, look, I'm not going to have 150, 160 kids again. It was you. If you were going to be part of the club, it was legacies only, meaning you either had to be in the club, when you were a kid. It was legacies only or highly suggested families. I mean, you had to have somebody step up for you and say, yeah, this is a good family. They know what they're getting themselves into. Because,
Because the world's different.
Those were our two rules.
Yeah.
Marty, before I ask you, you've been into coaching. Before we let you go, and folks, we want to open up the phone lines for everyone else. Call in. Link is in description. But, Marty, you were formerly into coaching. Times have changed, okay? And I'm going to ask you the same question I kind of asked Wade Schalles. What do we do now to save some of these smaller schools? Like, what can or could we do, potentially, if anything?
You know what? To save the sport, let's take a look at it like that and say, just if we look small and save the school, let's talk about saving the sport. And I think one of the biggest things we're doing, which is excellent, is, and I don't know about the other states, but at least in Illinois, girls high school wrestling and at the grade school level it's incredible how it's boomed. The numbers are absolutely amazing.
Women's wrestling is where it's at.
I swear. And the girls are making up for a lot of lost time. They are. And, they have their own state tournament here in Illinois, at all levels. And I think that's first and foremost, because then all of a sudden, you might not double your numbers, but let's say another. And Kevin, help me with some stats here. Can I say maybe another 33%?
Yeah, I would say.
Kevin. Okay, good. Okay, so maybe another 33%.
I'm your accountant.
Yeah, you want yeah.
Kevin
Which, by the way,
has an
to
analytical
answer
brain.
To answer your question earlier about your post, the one I did like debating with you on was the process of the U23s and how they have the Olympic trial person get to decide a month after the fact. We went back and forth on that for a while. That was a good time.
Good times. But anyway,
Good times,
to go back to go back to Zach's thing, what can we do? Obviously, it's always about numbers and increasing enrollment. And again, as what it always comes down to, the funding at that collegiate level. You know, Title IX. I mean, with women now, you know, Title IX should be kind of a kick to the curb here. You know, we should have unlimited. I know
That ain't
it's
the
not
problem,
a money
Marty.
sport.
Go ahead.
Right.
I'm sorry.
It's not. Well, you know what? Again, maybe I need to. I'm ignorant to a lot of these.
No, I'm gonna hit you with it, Marty. Okay, you ready? Because I've been waiting here. I've been waiting. Okay, you know what the problem is, dude?
Nice and slow. Give it to me.
The problem is, it's not a fan experience. Like, nothing is oriented towards the fans in this sport.
Right.
And the reality is, it should be. What do you think? Why is the NFL successful? Why is the UFC successful?
So you want
They're orienting things.
A little more show.
No. Well,
you need
I'm
it.
saying tweaking, or maybe doing things a little differently, like oriented towards
If
the
they were
audience.
twerking instead of tweaking, would that help?
Twerking instead of tweaking.
Okay, well, I will say this. I grew up
All right, come on over
obviously
here.
I grew up as a wrestling fan because my brother always wrestled, but just because now I'm not as much in that stance, I will say, like, a lot of things that my dad Wayne has suggested, the stalling. I mean, that is such a huge part of wrestling that loses interest of people. The constant riding where nobody's doing anything.
We don't ride.
I mean,
My club don't ride. We pin.
Exactly. And two, that and just like getting, I think the whole presence of being able to talk a little bit and have, you you speak of the UFC and there's press conferences and there's, this, type.
Well, there's building a
talking
brand.
back and forth. And
They
I
build
get
brands.
right. I get the respect of wrestling, and I think that can still be maintained.
So we
with
need a little
also
more.
like competitive edge.
We need
I would
storyline.
say.
We need
Absolutely.
to get to know. We need to get to know these people.
People like to see, okay,
Diversify.
this guy grew up from this and like worked to this, and he's confident and saying like, I'm going to win for these reasons, and like that competitive edge.
But they don't want vanilla. They don't want a vanilla answer. They want Deion Sanders answers. They want.
Yeah.
And
I mean, come on,
wrestling
That's what wrestling is. Wrestling's always been these cliche answers where, do-gooders. And then when somebody goes out of line, everyone's, oh my gosh, they're appalled by it. But we need personality in the sport. And we want people to connect with the athletes, because then they have a more personal connection with them. They're going to be more passionate about it. And, we got to have better storylines. Zach, your interviews were awesome. I'm going to be rooting for some people I might not have been rooting as hard for before, because I got to know them better. But yeah, I agree with you.
And I also think like wrestling has a really good opportunity of representing like respectable confidence of a wrestler saying like, I'm going to win. I know I'm going to win because of these reasons, and not being disrespectful, but showing that confidence.
Oh, no.
Showing the youths.
Hold on, Jamie.
You disagree?
Oh, of course, because you know what? When you play Mr. Nice Guy and all that other stuff, that don't put you think about you. Let's use a pro wrestling type of model here. You know what? So I mean, I don't watch pro wrestling, but the bad guys talk the smack, and people want to see them get beat, and that's what brings people in. I want to say this. So I like more Deion Sanders type personality. I want to say this. One athlete that made a comment that 2 years ago people were off their rocker about was Brooks, when he talked about, he's just, he's a Christian, and then he made a kind of a derogatory comment about Islam, even though he didn't mean it in that way, but people were like, it was all over the U.S. Today. It was. Am I right that happened?
Yeah, they lost their minds. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, he was very strong in his point. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you know what? If you said that's what we need things to rile things up a little bit. Rivalries between the schools, those are huge, and you need somebody that's going to run their mouth a little bit. You need somebody that's going to, not to the point where it's hurtful.
Yeah, but they need to do it in the right way.
Let's take a look at the Penn State kids. First of all, somebody made a comment on the Facebook posts about how Cal, he's got a certain type of kid he recruits, and he made it sound like he only recruits the evangelical Christians. I'm sorry, I don't know if he's only recruiting evangelical Christians.
No, I'll tell you what his advantage is.
No, he in 2011 he brought that 125 pounder over who got kicked off the team at Iowa State, and that was actually the reason that they won the national title that year. And then the next year he was kicked off the team again. But he wants to win,
And you know what Cale's advantage is? It's very simple, dude. And I'm a businessman, and I'm coming into this wrestling world, quite frankly, folks. Yeah. So I'm coming in with a different perspective. Dude, it's very clear to me. I know. It's very clear. Cale is a higher weight and recruits higher weights. And higher weights are less available when it comes to quality versus quantity.
You know what? He's had some pretty good lower weight.
He has that advantage because he is that weight and he can practice with them in that room. Tom Brands, I'm sorry, he's a small man. Like, I love Tom. He's my favorite man. Tom Brand's my favorite man. Can you make that a saying? But I'm sorry, if I bodied him, I'd probably knock that man over.
I'm just saying here, Bo Hines says, need more media coverage of rivalries. Need more coverage of guys like Brooks O'Toole.
That's what Marty just said, Jamie.
And I agree. I'm saying, if you guys... Listen,
Jamie,
the wrestling world is super...
Wait a minute. The producer's telling me to listen. I'm the guy. No, I'm just kidding, Jamie. I'm just kidding.
You have to...
Go ahead. She's running things.
Zach told me to be assertive. I may have took that role a little too seriously.
Go, Jamie. You go, girl. We are supporting women's wrestling. Go.
We are.
People in wrestling, in the wrestling community, are very concerned about maintaining the respect of the sport, respect to others, and all that. And I'm just saying, I think you can maintain that. And not, you want to say a quote-unquote bad guy, but you can have a wrestler go in and say, I'm going to win this match because I did A, B, and C. Because that's confidence to me, right? Like, when my son goes and plays a sport, I say, you think in your head, I'm going to hit the ball. There's not an option.
Can I give you an example here?
Yes, go ahead, Marty.
So, probably, we had won the Triple Crown, which was 2000 or 2001, where Triple Crown was every state level, every age division. We won every single one. We were pretty good. And you know what? Like when we would, like the other teams that were competing with us, whatever, my brother and I, we would just say, hey, look, we're just happy for the opportunity to compete. And they'd be like, oh, F you, you're crazy. Oh, quit being so demeaning. And like, no, man, we're just happy we're able to compete. We just want to compete. We're just happy to compete. And people didn't like that, even though that we were kind of serious. They're like, hey, you're gonna hit this. You're gonna be at this tournament. We would go to, national dual meet tournaments, and we would put together an all-star team with other kids from other teams. We would keep our own, and we'd be like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you stealing other teams' kids? And they're like, well, that's the only way my kid. I'm like, look, I'm not, like, oh, you guys just think you're all high and mighty. I'm like, no, we work hard. We work hard. And
you're not working hard enough, Marty, because I will come by to you, dude. Do you hear that on the mic? Marty, Oh, I can't. Every word out of your mouth, man. I just can't wait to see you, dude.
So, Marty, just to clarify, so that when I speak of, in the sport being able to, kind of upstart this rivalry amongst wrestlers and talking about like responsible or respectful.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm sorry.
Just talking about like this, maintaining this respectable smack talk, if you will.
Jamie's going off the rails.
You disagree? Is that?
I think you can smack. I think the smack talk. Like I said, a little more Deion Sanders.
You want to get
I love
people
Deion
to
Sanders.
tune in. You want to get people to tune in. Are they whether they hate you or like you? You want people to tune in. Whether they're hoping they're tuning in, hoping so badly that Starocki gets beat because they can't stand what he says. It's still they're tuning in.
Yeah.
You gotta
that's why I was tuning in to Marty. I was really hoping to see him in underwear.
Hold on. There she is.
Hi.
She can answer all the questions. They can't see you, honey. Here.
Whoa,
Come on
who
over
is this?
here. There you go.
Get out of here. We have Mrs. Marty?
You know what? She looks like my daughter. She looks like she's young enough to be my daughter. Doesn't she? Give Daddy a kiss.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, but like I
Mrs.
said,
Marty.
you know what? Kevin said it right. It's you got to get butts in the seats. And you know what? I mean, think about going to Iowa City. You're ranked number 1. They're ranked number 1. You're number 2. They're number 2. Whatever. You know what? You got to talk a little smack to tighten it up.
Thank you,
You're like,
Marty.
hey,
Thank you.
Like, what's his name? Oh my God, who was their 33-pounder? I can't remember his name. I have a terrible memory. It's got to be
Austin DeSanto.
No. Yeah, DeSanto. Yeah, you know what? You can't tell me that
DeSanto's a dog.
He was
Absolutely.
you know what? He wrestled hard for 7 minutes. If you didn't get a pin,
Yeah.
but he would talk smack.
DeSanto's one of my favorite wrestlers, dude, because of how he wrestles with that aggressive style. He purposely tries to mess with people, dude. I love that. I love that.
RBY, when he was asked who his favorite wrestler was, RBY said Austin DeSanto.
Hey,
And
I
he's
did not
serious.
hear that. Wow,
He said,
that's
30
amazing.
I like the way he wrestles. Yeah, I like the way he wrestles. And everyone that wrestled Austin DeSanto.
Is
they
that
all
how
say
you
the same
coach your
thing.
people, Marty?
They say that their arms right here are so sore when they're done because he ties up and he grabs your arms so tight here the whole time that they're like your arms are just they're like you'll have marks going right here on your arm afterwards. that kid's intense.
Hey, I got one here. The 33-pounder at Michigan who went to Montini Catholic in Illinois. He made a comment about the whiny Oklahoma State.
Oh,
You guys see that?
Ragusan. Yeah.
Ragusan, the real short, but he's like, yeah, he was, and you're wrestling Oklahoma State, and I'll tell you what, those Oklahoma, they kind of got that, and it's been my experience, the things I've heard, that is kind of their reputation,
That's Oklahoma State's reputation?
Yeah, especially, from what
I
I've
see,
heard from
because I see the reputation that Wayne just said on the chat that said this is becoming the View, which makes me want to puke in my mouth.
you know what?
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Tell that Teamster.
And I don't know. Does that mean we need to cut you out, Marty? What is the View?
No, it means you need to send me
Isn't the View just a bunch of women sitting around talking? That's insulting.
Wow,
better
that's-
switch it up.
Yeah.
Wait
a second.
you gotta be kidding me.
I feel insulted from that comment.
Two things. The first one, and then I'm gonna go because you know what? Because I got to go train. Because number one, with him saying that, I know that I need to up my training. I can't just. What time I get up every morning, honey?
4:05.
You better wake up earlier.
4:05. I go downstairs and hit the exercise bike, a little shadow wrestling.
Wow, he trained her to say that. That's unbelievable, Marty.
Gosh, he had her on
That's
cue.
first. Not only that, but now because Wayne said that, he wanted to say that I'm part of you. Well, who am I? Whoopie Goldberg? Just because I have African American kids.
Yeah,
that you
you're
tell me
kind of
I'm
pretty much Whoopi
Goldberg?
Goldberg now. Yeah,
No,
you're
I'm
Whoopi
Whoopi
Goldberg,
Goldberg.
Marty.
I'll say this.
You-
Ending. Just coming from, again, a not so much a college wrestling fan.
At all.
If you guys want to increase the audience of this sport, we go back to exactly what Marty said. You have to increase the smack talk the bad. We have to have a bad guy.
Marty hit the
America
nail on
wants
the head.
A bad guy, a good
Hold
guy.
on.
The audience wants a bad guy, good guy. That's
know.
what sells.
Have you ever watched a
Hey.
movie that doesn't have a bad guy? Answer me that question.
Hey, how about this? Does the Ferrari family sell?
Yes.
Love them or hate them?
Yeah.
Do
Yes.
they sell?
That's
If-
why I
if
cover
wrest-
them. That's
if
why I have
wrestling
Copper
wants
Boy
to
on their
stay
trail, Marty.
In this respectable bubble, they can, but you're gonna stay in
If-
that bubble.
Half the people want to see him lose. The other half wants to see him win.
Right.
But they're gonna all 100% show up to see it happen.
You've never watched a movie that doesn't have a villain, have you,
Hey,
Marty?
I was saying about my 405 workouts. Now that your dad wants to say that about We're the View, that's fine. I got a 405 workout. I'm gonna hang up now. I'm gonna put you on my TV in the basement. I'm gonna start hitting an afternoon workout as well because I really need to get there.
Yes, you do,
Right, honey?
Marty. You have a lot of work to do if you want to compete on this level, sir.
That's right.
I'll say
You want
that.
to compete? There's Flow, there's Clash, there's all these other guys out there, but there's only one BEG, and I'm not
Yeah.
calling. I'm calling you guys, and there's a reason, there's a purpose, and that's that we're going to be the leaders in sports entertainment today. Let's go.
That's what
All
I'm
day.
Thank you,
Marty.
Marty.
And
Thank
that's
you,
why we
Marty.
appreciate you, Marty.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking
thank
about.
you.
Marty
All right,
from
see ya,
Illinois,
Marty. I'm
folks,
Xing out.
and
See
he
ya,
brings
guys.
heat. He brings fire, dude. I mean, that guy,
I have to.
unbelievable.
See ya,
All
Marty.
right, I gotta go. Bye-bye.
All right,
See you, Marty.
Come back next
I
time
do
in your
just want
underwear,
to chime
dude.
in here. Just
Come back next time in
Just-
your underwear.
just being the producer here, I want to know what you guys think. Give us some suggestions. We're really trying to increase the amount of call-ins we have. What would promote us you guys calling in? Would it be
Good
the
question.
link being more readily available? Would it be you guys knowing what we're talking about? Give us some feedback on how to get some more callers. Obviously, that's what today's episode is all about, is having more callers. So give us some ideas. If you guys have any feedback, please let us know for more callers on the Friday episodes.
Also, well said, Jamie. I did not even tell you to say that first and
That's
foremost,
impressive.
but
Is it impressive?
Hey, Zach,
we're
stumbled-
dying
I
over here,
stumbled a
folks.
few
We're
times,
dying.
Well, I was thinking just give us some ideas because we want more callers. What would make you guys more comfortable? If
No, but
would
you know
the
what? To Jamie's
content?
point, we're doing different things, which includes
Right.
Jamie. Is this the first female in wrestling? I think. Probably.
I mean, not
maybe.
Maybe on
Not
specifically
officially,
BEG,
but on a
considering-
live show. I've tried to bring some female. Hey, you'll go watch the Olympic female wrestling team, dude.
Right.
You will fall in love with them instantly. I guarantee it.
Yeah. So give us
I
some
agree.
feedback in the comments. What would encourage you guys to call in? Whether, like I said, whether it be maybe
Money.
there's just audio and no video of you, whether it be the topics beforehand. Give us some ideas. There we go.
Not too many ideas.
Okay.
'cause-
Limit
Not
your
too many
ideas.
Zach, we didn't talk about Beat the Streets at all either.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. We got to call in. Put them in the green room. Jamie, Kevin, let's touch on Beat the Streets. It was Alirez Mendez, and you're right, dude. I have to mention, let's move to Beat the Streets because, dude, that was a big event. We moved our episode back on Tuesday in order to accommodate that event out of respect for the sport of wrestling, quite frankly. And I got to be honest because, we do this show, and I consider myself an honesty broker. That was kind of bad. That was
horrible.
bad, actually. That was actually really bad, dude. What,
It's
Kevin?
I don't know what happened, but it was at its peak when they had Bajrang versus Yanni and Burroughs versus Askren. Even though that match was a joke, it was still entertaining, And now it was just it was a big name matchup, but nobody knew where to watch it.
I had to
Flo-
keep refreshing the YouTube channel,
Yeah.
dude.
It
Why
was
was
so
it not
annoying.
one single live stream, which will happen on June 23rd, folks, at Claw Wrestling Live Draft? It will be one single live stream. But anyway,
Yeah, it was awful, and I don't know why Flo didn't do it this year. They've been doing it, and then the match itself, I'm like, this is all. I had to refresh my screen for this. There was no takedown in the match except for when Aliris went for broke at the end and did like tried a lateral drop on his knees and fell on his back. That was the one takedown of the whole match. And
It was
just
kind
like,
of a typical.
man.
I know
Yeah.
you wish that they went out there and just went for it because you kind of thought, they have nothing to lose, neither of
Yeah,
them. So why wouldn't they?
Match. Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
exhibition. Doesn't even count on your senior record. Just go out and do something.
I don't believe
yeah,
they've ever wrestled before. Also, Charlie B says the screaming by the host is way over the top. Well, Charlie B, guess what? Unsubscribe, bro.
All right,
Get
Charlie
out.
B,
Get out right now.
Charlie
Get
B,
out.
I've been dealing with this my whole life. How do you think I feel?
Just unsubscribe,
My
bro.
life, Charlie B.
Look, you ain't got to watch us. Okay? We ain't for everybody, dude.
He is
okay?
so loud, Charlie.
Ask
I'm
all
with
my
ya.
ex-girlfriends.
Oh, my ex was.
He means that.
Something, one thing I will
Keep
say
it
about
on the rails, Kevin, please.
one thing I will say about Mendez is, if you look at his improvement in a year, it's really unbelievable. If you think about the 2023 season,
He was
at
beast.
133, and he was 6th in the nation, right, at 133, and he had to win 3 matches in NCAAs by tiebreakers to get 6th. Vito, I remember, wrestled him in the duel. He manhandled him. And then 1 year later, he is not only a national champ, but he very well could have been on the Olympic team. He was that close wrestling Zane. He gave Zane his closest match. He beat Yanni. Nobody really talks about it, but that improvement that he made from being 6th in the country by the winning of 3, double tiebreaker matches to being a national champ and almost being on the Olympic team, being in the Olympic trial semis is unbelievable.
Which reminds me, did you see Tom Ryan's actual car from that accident?
Oh,
I know
yeah,
in past
brutal.
weeks we kind of disregarded Tom Ryan's car accident as, he had a broken leg, no big deal. Dude, Jamie, I don't have that up on the screen, so you can't switch to that, but that was a mangled vehicle, folks. I don't know how he survived that, much less only came out of that with a broken leg. I take all of that back. All of it.
Yeah, it was brutal, man. It looked like it was just like a sardine can. It was just like,
Yeah.
it was just mangled, and you wonder how somebody can survive from that. He's very lucky, very fortunate, and Ohio State, they have a lot going for them, but definitely not lacking in the drama, category with unfortunate news. Huge. Tragedies with Ryan and Sasso getting shot. Man, they've had some really rough things going on there. The injuries is the least of it. But Zach too. You know what I was looking at, which I thought was pretty interesting. Way off the line here, but U20s, right?
Yes.
I was looking at the lineup, the U20 team. 7 of the 10 starters on the team are in high school still.
Yes. And you have some stats. Let's dive into that because we have some incredible U20 team.
And then four of those 10 guys, which is almost half the team, are sophomores or juniors in high school, going to be, they're still going to be in high school next year. They're not even graduating this year. So it's the youngest team by far. I look back and there's no team that's even comparable age-wise.
Well, dude, look at the age of like Jax Force and Bo Bassett, dude. Like to me, it's encouraging as a wrestling fan because if I see these younger kids accomplishing these goals, to me, on a surface, I'm looking at everything from a broad perspective. That's encouraging because that will then encourage other kids, right? Like are we on a upward trajectory or downward, middle? I don't know. A lot of people say downward, actually, right now.
Really?
I would disagree with that.
I would disagree with that. Look at our U20 team. It is just stacked. Lilladall, Blaze, Bassett, Duke, Lockett, Ryder, Barr, Marisola.
Oh, dude, they're exciting people. Yeah.
That's crazy. And then, I wish that we could get that same kind of because winning junior world titles is very important to people. I wish we could get that same kind of desire at U23s. The brackets are huge at U23s, but it's all quantity, not quality. You know, I mean, it's
Well, it's
a lot of
different.
people sitting out, you know, and they don't really
Different
care
situations.
What's that?
They're in different situations.
Yeah,
So it
it's
is
just
different.
I wish we could put our best team out there. You know, like there's so many guys under 23 years old that just aren't even trying. Which I understand.
But
It's
hot dog,
really-
dude. That U20 team, though, dude.
It's
is-
nasty.
A hot dog with chili, cheese, ketchup, mustard, and sriracha.
Even a white
Right.
dog. You guys got white dogs there?
White dogs? What are you talking about? No,
We got in
hot
Rochester. We
dogs.
have white hot dogs. White hot dogs. You don't have white hots?
What is that?
It's a white hot
We're
dog.
from PA. We're from PA, Kevin. Where are you
Yeah.
talking about?
We're the home of the garbage plate. Rochester, New York. Home of the garbage plate.
Home of the garbage plate?
Mac salad, home fries with cheeseburgers on top, onions, hot sauce. It's awesome.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm coming up,
Pretty
man.
good.
Kevin,
Yeah,
I'm coming
got
up there. We're going to share a garbage plate, dude.
You know,
Maybe we'll bring Marty.
You know where you live's pretty lame when that's the highlight. The garbage plate. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, you know where we're from,
Yeah,
Kevin?
we don't even.
Do you know where we're from? America. Do you know where America was born? Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The turning point of the war,
Yeah.
folks,
Can't be.
is
You're kind of a
where
big deal.
we were born. Yes. Is that a call-in, Jamie, or is that
Yeah,
a
it
fake
is.
out?
Why is this?
Did you forget
No,
how to do your
what
job,
thing?
Jamie?
Well, I pressed the eyeball and it's not coming on the screen.
I don't know. Kevin,
It's important call in. Oh wait,
I mean,
wait.
the
think
feedback was we need to wrap this up earlier anyway.
Is that
so
was that the feedback?
that was the feedback.
Wait, hold on.
Kevin,
I don't know why. Oh wait, here we go.
are we
Here we
still
go.
even trying to do
I'm
these team
good.
spotlights, dude?
Okay. Hold on. Oh,
Who is it? Name
Wayne
'em.
Beaver.
Oh,
Thank
oh,
God.
Gosh.
Save us.
Unbelievable.
Save us from
Unbelievable.
destruction.
That please, Wayne.
First off, this new generation.
Oh, the
They
big
just-
star calls in. Okay, folks. We didn't do it for ratings.
New
Okay, no.
generation. Okay, we're supposed to know everything you guys know. You say, the link is in the description. Description? What? Well, I don't see. Where's the word description?
Yeah, it's
There's
literally
text
one
nowhere
more click.
on my phone here.
Yeah, it's one
I-
more click, dude.
I agree,
What?
Dad. We're working on this behind the scenes. We have a getting better plan for Zach that we're doing an evaluation.
Man, I'm
No,
telling you.
dude. On a serious
Jamie.
note, we're going to make some serious improvements over the next couple of weeks, aren't we, Jamie?
Wow. Apparently someone was really criticizing hard on Jamie. Sorry, guys.
Well, I just want to show you quick. Okay.
Yeah, we got a short
There's
leash
my-
this week, dude. Wrap it up.
Listen, I had a couple wrestling friends that are very knowledgeable, very interesting, and they said to me, "Oh, I'm calling in." Well, I can't wait to see them guys. I can't wait. I don't see no call, but
They're not
We
calling
have a
then
in.
I
call.
thought, well, they're probably looking for.
Because everyone is talk and no
Description.
one is
I
walk.
have a new call.
And that's a problem.
Can I?
Okay, Jamie, I'll get off.
Okay.
I love you guys.
Get out of here.
Love you, bye,
Get him out of here, Jamie.
Okay.
And Charlie, I hope you love my yelling. What? Who's next?
Hi. Hi, Greg.
So Wayne's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone, dude. We kicked him out.
my
Who are
God.
you and what
Oh.
do you got to say?
Dude, I might just crash my car now that Wayne's no longer part of What
Oh, that's Greg. That's Greg on the show.
Greg.
He's called in before. Greg, I'm sorry, Greg. Apparently, formerly, I've cut you off early. I want to allow you all the opportunity in the world to speak tonight.
Greg, I like the
Clearly,
pros.
you have
like
all the
the-
time in the world because you're not driving or anything.
I just got done. Well, I'm not gonna say what I got done doing. It's confidential.
Whoa,
But,
whoa.
I missed, dude. I literally just checked in today because I forgot it was Friday, so I haven't seen anything. What have you guys? What's been discussed?
What's been discussed is Christian Carroll. He did not get lassoed by David Taylor, and now he's on the free agent market. How about that? Also, interview with Wade Schalles coming out soon, and I don't know. You
Yeah.
might have some deep parallels to him.
Dude, I'm excited to see that interview. That's like a very, very interesting guy.
It's almost 2 hours.
Yeah. Dude, here's the thing, and I'll say this, like Wade Schalles, this will be like never replicated. Like back when he wrestled at Clarion, they were a Division II program. And if you won the Division II national championship, you could compete for a Division I national title. Not only did he win it, but like two of his teammates alongside him won it. Like that. If I think I messaged you about like asking him about that because like
You gave me some questions.
That'll never be replicated. Like think about like a Division II school sending 3 guys to the Division I tournament, and I think they sent 4, and 3 of them won. Like, and it's like they couldn't even keep a team score for them. But like I think they would have finished like in 5th place or something. So
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, I asked him about that. I asked him about why Penn State was scared to wrestle Clarion back in those days, and which is a fact, by the way. And Wade Schalles is one of the most interesting people I've ever interviewed. And I'm telling you right now, I just shut up the entire interview because, you know, when you meet people and you're like, yeah, just let them talk, dude.
Wow.
Like-
Well, that's one way to sponsor it. You're going to have a lot more views now.
Oh,
Just
man.
kidding. Just kidding, Zach.
Greg,
Dude,
you're.
I
Go
met
ahead.
him one time like 10 years ago, but no. Go ahead.
I just want to say the Wade Schalles interview is absolutely fascinating, and folks, open your minds a little bit because, I mean, we went so deep in our conversation, and I'm not talking only on the camera, but I'm talking after the camera that, I see parallels with Wade Schalles and me. Look, you need to listen to this man and do not disregard what he's saying because it seems extreme. Because a lot of times, like, that is actually what's required. Like, and wrestling, and he brings up how wrestling is in a, like, emergency mode right now. Like, we are in a emergency state right now as a sport because of the NIL circumstances and how things are changing. And, like, I mean, he raises awareness to things that I never thought about and, quite frankly, need to be on the forefront of all these issues. But
Yeah, it's easy to go in there with a closed mind, and you know, when people are bringing up new ideas, just be like, "Well, that's not going to work. That's not going to work." But just keep, like you said, keep an open mind. And if his idea doesn't sound perfect, think of something off that. You know, it's.
well, the reality is, dude, his core is put fans in the seats. And
Right.
at the end of the day, I appreciate that. Like, that is what our goal should be. It shouldn't be completely 100% sport-oriented. It should be like 50% sport-oriented, 50% fan-oriented.
I really
Because
like what you said. Like, one of the things that stuck in my head most that you said is the fan experience. You know, and we are so ever lacking in that. I never really thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right. I mean,
and he raises so many issues in that we're just, I mean, simply the fact that if you don't fill a weight, like, we shouldn't be able to, like, not fill a weight class because people pay tickets to come watch this. It'd be like coming to watch an NBA game and they only have 4 starters. What did I pay for?
yeah,
I'm not even getting what I paid for, dude. Like,
right. And then what?
Fill the weight classes. That shouldn't be that difficult, dude.
And then like what Jamie was saying too, with your dad talking about the stalling, it would crack me up is like we got these new rules, right? And they said from now on, you have to when you're on top, you have to try and turn someone. What I was asking myself is when the hell did that change? Weren't you always supposed to try and turn someone? Well, I didn't know. Like, I mean, when I was in high school and college, I mean, if you didn't try and turn someone, you were called for stalling. So they make this big statement about it, but yet stalling's still not being called.
Well, let me tell you this, Kevin. I've come to find, I've done a lot of research and met a lot of people in the last several weeks. NCAA is fugazi, dude. There is no organization. This is just a complete, I mean, it's a clown show, dude. Quite frankly, it's a clown show, dude. Someone has to step up, dude, and organize this at like an overall organizational level. There is no. It's a clown show, dude. And it's not only wrestling, it's football too. I mean, it's just NCAA period is a clown show, dude. And it's detrimental to wrestling. It's detrimental to arguably every sport.
And ultimately, the success of any sport is a huge part of it. Almost all of it is the fan base. You have to start looking how to increase the fan base. Every sport has had to do that, and wrestling is no exception to that. You have to take a look at what can increase the fan base, and it's all the things that we've been talking about today.
And it's finding the right people who can make those changes, dude.
Well, Greg, what would you change, man? What would you?
Yeah, Greg. Let's cut back to Greg, dude. Yeah.
Here's what's crazy is like wrestling has changed drastically. Like when I was in college, like 2012, guys were not like, there was still such a very like humble mindset. Like guys were not like mouthy, and like I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like guys now at the Division I, like it's like, you know, like lying, like stuff's being said, like social media all the time. Like none of that existed. Like wrestling still was like 10 plus years ago was still very much like, oh, like it's like a, I don't know, like not a gentleman's sport, but like, you know, you let your wrestling do the talking. But now it's like, like people love drama. Like people love to see that. So
yes, Greg, like, it's called.
They got a good like nothing tops the NCAA tournament, right? I mean, it's a great product. It's unbelievable, but unfortunately, it's once a year, you know, and you can't do it, you know. You don't think so?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what else you can do. Like my whole thing was like, I think they did a good job trying to get like commentators like Daniel Cormier, and then like people like bashed it. So it's just like,
I know. I don't like that, dude. I wish they would have not bashed Cormier.
He's a celebrity. Like he's trying to bring, you know.
Why did we bash? I'll get to this point, Greg. You raise up a green. Why is wrestling so insular? Like that's why we don't have any subscribers, dude. We do outside the box stuff. People don't like it, and it's an insular sport. And really, dude, do you understand what we're trying to do? We're trying to literally make wrestlers make more money. Like it's not about our brand. It's about the sport as a whole. Like if we have big media personalities or like big brands, wrestlers get paid more because more people watch. It's not rocket science, dude. Like, but people hate BEG wrestling because we do things differently. When I'm sorry, I watch Flow, dude. It's a little FLOing.
Well, it's like Jordan Burroughs makes a comment, right? And the reason they got Jordan Burroughs to announce was so he could relate with his own wrestling. And so then he does, and they're like, oh, he's just talking about himself. It's like, no, they got him on there so he could talk about himself a little bit, you know? In DC, he was like, I don't need this.
And why are we kicking Daniel Cormier out of the sport, dude? We got people throwing backhand. Well, first of all, Daniel Cormier, you're a little soft, dude, if you're letting these comments. make
I don't
you
even-
leave a.
you know,
First of all,
no,
you're soft,
he-
Daniel
he-
Cormier,
What
but
the thing
also
is,
to the fans, dude.
I
Like,
think
come
he
on, man.
was like, I don't need this crap. Like, you know, like I did it. I was asked to do it. I was asked to do it. I did it, and now I'm just, you know, he's like, I don't
Yeah,
need
I
this.
get that, but also toughen up, Daniel Cormier. Come on, dude.
Yeah,
Like, we
well,
all
what's
haven't
funny
taken
is,
some
like,
verbal heat.
Cormier got a lot of flack, but like Chael Sonnen did not. Like people were like, yeah, we're all about him. So
I'll
I don't
give
know.
Chael Sonnen some
Totally
flack.
off the-
Can't Chael Sonnen fake called in the flow. Chael Sonnen, I'll call him out right now. Fugazi, dude. He's all about clickbait. What you talking about?
And I think the thing too with like wrestling, if you want to think about putting your child in wrestling or the things that they can get taught about wrestling, is it is a sport where it is individualized. Obviously there's, you know, the team score, but you have to perform to win, correct? So like also learning in that time frame about the criticism that can come from that, and also the praise that can come and the confidence and all those things. It's not a bad thing to teach these kids that they can be criticized, that, you know, they should have confidence and they should be proud to, you know, be confident in who they are. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think we're so obsessed with protecting. But I think that causes issues down the line. And when we have these kids that are like, here's your chance to prove your capabilities.
I appreciate that perspective, Jamie. Also, Chael Sonnen, I will body you. Anyway, moving on. Wrap us up, Greg, because you're lingering, dude, and you always linger.
No, my phone's about to die. I'm about to so,
He's lingering, dude. He's always lingers, dude.
All right.
Wrap it
We'll
up,
talk
dude.
to you
Wrap
later,
him
Greg.
up.
later, folks.
There we go. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
All right. Well, listen. Greg is a respected caller, and he always calls in and offers great perspective.
Right.
Also, I probably would body up Chael Sonnen. In all seriousness, dude, I probably would body him up. But I don't know, Kevin. Any other topics, man? We're kind of going off the rails. We're kind of we have an hour and a half time limit based on the response.
Well, we're at it.
Is that correct? We did. Is that correct? Kevin,
I'm good, my man.
No, but Kevin, is there anything lingering on your mind right now that you want to get off your mind? I have some things, but I want to throw it to you first.
If you're not, I mean, you know, if you're not on the Facebook yet, please get on it. We're doing all sorts of stuff on there that's interesting, facts wise. The people are great. It's the best wrestling forum there is. We got so lucky getting all these people. I just go on the Facebook and check it out. BEG. You can post whatever you want. Nobody's critical. It's awesome. Also, for all of you that are commenting, pick up the phone and give us a call, man. And we want to talk. You know,
People are
It's always
scared,
better
Kevin.
to conversate rather than reading the comments afterwards. You know.
We started
we're the
this
only
show,
that
Kevin.
does live calls. So take advantage of that.
That's a fact. And we did that. Because we had so adamant responses on Facebook and other messages. We said, these people are adamant. Let's provide them an opportunity to speak on it. And so this is it. Call in live. I mean, if you don't like live, that is a dead beaver.
Oh my. Wow, we're going to get all types
So,
even if it's critiquing, come on here and critique, right? We're open to critiques.
no, just call in and talk, dude.
Okay.
There's no pressure. Why do you,
I'm
if you
just
feel-
saying, we're
If you
open
feel like
to
you have
it.
pressure to call in, dude, come again. Well,
We're open to
don't
critiques.
come again.
That's all
Actually,
I'm
call
saying.
again. And I don't know, man. Do you? I'm out. I'm out of stuff.
That's it.
I'm out of material. Dude.
All right. Well, everybody, have a good night.
Folks, this is BG Wrestling. There is so much more coming. It'll blow your freaking mind off. Kind of like AI stocks. Kind of like Roaring Kitty today. Except he kind of screwed me. So, Until next
On
week,
that note,
BG Wrestling.